大家早安，欢迎来到我们Sahaja瑜伽周末的线上集体冥想。这段时光就是我们与我们自己的灵与集体一起享受静默，一起享受生命能量的时光。那现在让我们换一个画面，现在让我们一起来提升能量，把昆达里尼母亲带到我们的顶轮上方。然后半胆其次，眼睛可以就注视着须玛哈居的相片，在荧幕上他的相片。安安之后，我们可以双手合十，头稍微的低下。从内里，我们很诚心的邀请我们的昆达里尼母亲，邀请我们的导师须玛塔居，以及要求所有的神奇来到我们的集体静坐当中，来指引我们、教导我们、来祝福我们。现在双手放在膝盖上，掌心打开，先静静的看着须玛哈居的相片，把我们的注意力往内收，注意往内收，就开始检视我们现在内里的状况，现在双手掌心的状况，我们脑袋里面的状况。我们有意识的放松我们的身体，从我们的脖子、肩膀、手背，完全的放松下来。那我们的脸部的肌肉、脸颊、双眉、额头、 注意我们两手，我们的每根手指头、手掌、每根手指现在的状况。我们在检视我们自己，是以灵的身份在检视现在这个坐在须玛他居面前准备静坐的瑜伽士现在内里的状况。我们可以一起念须甘尼夏的口诀：Om Tvameva Saksha Shiganisha Saksha Shiadi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha Shri Ganesha，请帮助我们每个瑜伽士上升我们体内的昆达里尼母亲上升，让我们与这神圣、浩瀚、无所不在的力量，即是我们的母亲，达成连结。请帮助我们战胜不管在我们体内或体外所有的负面。在此刻，在当下，我们是零，请带我们进入神的国度。在神的国度，我们都是纯真的小孩，我们是母亲的小孩。在神的国度，没有自我，没有超我，没有制约，我们就是纯粹的灵。就如同上帝创造人类的时候，每个人类就是纯真的化身。我们可以缓慢但是深深的做几次呼吸，来打开我们的中心轮。我们可以缓缓深深的吸，稍微停留一下，再缓缓慢慢深深的呼出来。在做深呼吸的时候，可以感觉我们的肩膀所有的压力都释放出来，整个身体是完全的放松的。 用右手放在我们的中心轮，就是我们的胸膛中间，可以轻轻的敲，轻轻的敲我们的中心轮，也可以安静的念加个当吧，念12次，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当，加个当。你在呼唤我们的母亲，以女神的身份常住在我们的心，让我们感受到她的爱与保护。请赐给我们瑜伽士应有的自信心，对自己的信心，如同我们对神的信心一样。是我们完全是有尊严、有自信的沙哈加瑜伽士，是由母亲打开了我们的顶轮，带给我们自觉，让我们感受到新的维度。右手可以放到左喉轮的位置，等于是在给我们左喉轮能量，也是清理一下我们的左喉轮。我们可以一起念 Sri Vishnu Maya 的口诀。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Vishnu Maya Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。母亲，您即是我们瑜伽士每个瑜伽士体内的自尊。如果我们曾经犯下任何知情或不知情的错误，我们有勇气来改正它。我们是纯洁的灵，我们是纯洁的灵，没有愧疚感，没有自卑感，没有任何不属于灵的情绪及情感。我们就是纯洁的灵。将右手放到我们的额头上，清理一下我们的额轮。可以一起念 Ham Sham， 我们来念4次。Ham Sham Ham Sham Ham Sham Ham Sham。 Saksha Shiyati Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha 月亮母亲，请打开我们的额轮，请带我们进入完全的静默当中，完全的静默。请让我们原谅所有人、所有事，包括我们自己。任何思虑跑进来，就说我原谅，我原谅。我们现在将我们的右手放到我们的顶轮，稍微按摩一下，顺时钟按摩我们的顶轮。我们请求力量母亲打开我们的顶轮，加深我们的冥想，加深我们的自觉，让我们与我们的灵完全合一。我们可以念 Sri Nirvichara 的口诀。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Nirvichara Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha 请我们纯洁的愿望就是与灵合一，请让我们进入完全的冥想当中，请让我们感受到你的生命能量在我们的顶轮上方。右手可以稍微提高一下，左右上下移动。再换左手，注意力就定在我们的顶轮上方。你可以稍微静坐一下，待会再一起来听母亲的演说。 当你察觉到有思虑跑进来的时候，可以把眼睛打开，看着母亲的相片，再将眼睛闭上，不断的把注意力放到我们的顶轮上方。我们继续来听，这篇山脉上的结的演说。那如果在听的时候，就注意力放在顶轮上方。如果觉得思虑一直进来，可以把左手放在右边的肝脏上。
How he can come? Oh, he was transferred. I didn't do that, but it happens. The attention just recedes. No importance to such a person who is useless, because what is in a creation? Thousands and millions can be created just like this. Why should God worry about people who are not interested in their own well-being? He's not going to fall at their feet. He can create the whole universe again. He can create all other types of human beings. So this is also there, this attention, you see, it's a very proud stuff. It has its own protocol. And these protocols are divided into these 7 centers. And any one of these deities, especially Christ, the Lord as you call him, is really the Lord. It's not an easy person. If he gets angry, it's impossible. He loves you, no doubt, but to a point. He loves me much more than he loves you. If he finds that there is a problem for me, he will have nothing to do with it. As long as you are receiving it and behaving yourself all right. Same about Mahavira, same about Buddha. We are on one side. So they all support, they all help, and all of them are absolutely in unison and complete understanding. Nobody fights them. It's complete integration. Only I am the person in between, you see, trying to figure out, all right, just for the thing. Let's have it this way or that way. Let's do it. See, like the chairman sitting on the chair, telling me, all right, it's all right. Please forgive me, please forgive me. But somehow, you see, come out of no. It happens. Then, for a Sahaja yogi, it is essential to know there are certain rules and regulations of Sahaja yoga. Immediately your vibrations are lost. I don't do anything. People say, Mother, you have taken away my vibrations. I say, why should I? I'm so anxious to give it away. I'm fed up with it. I would love to give everything, all this to you. But there's something wrong with it. What am I to do? Now supposing you put a lid on top of a pitcher and put it in the Ganges. And you say, no, Ganges is flowing in. Now what am I to do? Remove the lid. And it's very subtle. Very subtle. You don't realize how subtle it is. Only in vibration. Oh God, I've lost my vibration. That's all. So vibrations are the most important things for Sahaja. Most important thing is to achieve a complete state of vibrations when your realization is completely integrated. Your physical being, your emotional being, your spiritual being is complete in union. It's a complete balance within you, then only the vibrations flow. And that's why Antar Yoga is important. It's not only lecturing that is going to help you. Of course, there are vibrations in it. They work out. I try through my vibrations of my words, I try to entangle them. But that is to a point where you have to yourself take up and work it out, the Antar Yoga, the inner yoga, by working it out in a way that you sit down, meditate, and do various things that Sahaja Yoga has suggested. Now you know that my grandchildren are realized souls, and they're very high quality realized souls, and they understand a lot about Kundalini from very childhood. Yesterday one of the girls was feeling the left navi very much all over. She said, now I will know how to do it. And she brought pieces of paper. She tied them around her there. Then she took vibrations like that. So she said that now they are all passing into my this paper which is round. Actually, while doing that, she was giving bandhan to it. She was moving her own vibrations around her. So she was binding them. And then she took them and she said, all right, put them in the fire. And when they burnt, her tension was reduced, and everybody felt better. It's so fantastic. And now this girl is 7, but I have a granddaughter. She's hardly 2, and she's very big too. She just comes on to the point. She says, this is the problem. And I have a grandson who just climbs on somebody and he clears him out. His vibrations are clear. People have seen. And there are many children like that who are born in this country. How are you going to understand it? Only by attending to some sort of a meditation course or something, paying for it. You have to be lively people. Sahaja yogis should realize one thing, that they are the foundation of the new world. It's a very big responsibility. And the foundations have to be very solid. They are made out of stones, no doubt. But they have to be really solid. Absolutely solid. Because they are in the foundation. They are chiseled out much more. They have to be cleared out much more. But if the foundation is not good, we cannot build a complete edifice. We cannot do anything about it. First, the foundation is important. And that's why it's nice we are getting few people. But it's taking a bit too much time, I think. The foundation itself, every stone has to look after oneself and has to work it out in a much deeper way and work out the vibrations, and must evolve the methods, all the methods by which your death is created. Nothing is important but this, that every one of you should be real solid. In the end, I will just tell you that the subtle part of these chakras is how to understand them. The first side, the first entanglement with the Jada Prakriti, as you call it, the matter, is to know the auspiciousness of things. You see, what is auspicious, what is not auspicious. If you understand the auspiciousness, then you will understand that you can overcome the binding of the matter. Now, even auspiciousness can become quite maddening with people. I've seen that. I've seen people washing their hands 65 times, pulling their hair 100 times. That's not the way. But you must understand what is auspicious, what is not auspicious. For example, we can say how we sit in a program is not important so much. You may be a little bit sometimes pushing back, pushing forward, maybe sitting anyway. That's not important. But the auspiciousness of sitting is that have you reverence in your mind when you are sitting? There should be reverence in you. When you are sitting for your meditation, are you taking upon yourself that, oh, I'm going to achieve it today? Or out of reverence you are sitting in a surrendering mood, in a surrendering position. The reverence part is very important. Once you start understanding reverence, I've seen people putting both their legs towards me, sitting down like that. I've seen people with very arrogant ways of sitting. For example, sitting like this. Before anybody who is supposed to be revered should not sit like this. If you sit like this, then there is no reverence. This is you sit when you are in authority yourself. You should put with your both legs like this and sit in reverence. Now, this pose is not important. You can be absolutely burning within you and could be sitting like this. So I'm again telling you, auspiciousness is what is within you, what you think about it, what is happening to you. Are you feeling reverence within you? Are you feeling the reverence by your pose? This is your own judgment. This is your decision. This is nothing to do with how you should sit, whether you sit on your one leg or two legs. It's not the most important. But do you feel that by this you are relaxed and you are in a reverence position? This is the thing. If you feel you are in a reverence position, that's all. That is what you have to do, is to understand auspiciousness. An example of auspiciousness. For example, now, you are a wife in a family. You are a husband in a family. Now, how you treat your wife? Do you treat her like a goddess of the family? Do you? Do you treat your husband as a man who brings God into the family? You see, this auspiciousness is the way how you feel about it, the auspiciousness. How you feel about the chair. You sit on the chair, say for example. Now, how do you feel about the chair? Do you feel it's a chair because it's very expensive, because it is your own, or because somebody has given you? The reverence is there about the chair, that no, it is the chair which was occupied by my mother, so it is to be revered, or by my father, it is to be revered, or it is just a chair which is handled just for utility, or you have just got it for some sort of a revered thing. Wherever you sit now, say for meditation, you are sitting in a place. I've seen people doing all kinds of funny things in the name of meditation. For example, they'll be smoking first, see. Now, what are you going to do? The smoke, what you call the ashtray would be just there. Then they will put their feet like this. Now, let us do the meditation. This aspect is very much missing here because people have lost all that. I think they had it there, very much there. But it is lost, and auspiciousness is a very subtle thing which gradually when you train yourself, you will understand. And by auspiciousness, you will understand the value of matter. You will not value the matter then, but the auspiciousness. To you, the important thing will be, say, a hair from the head of Muhammad Prophet. Is much more auspicious than all the world put together. See, I went to Kashmir as I told you, and when we were just crossing through, I asked the driver, I said, what's this place? He said, why? He said, is there? I said, is there any temple here? What is this place? It's so beautiful. So my husband looked around, he said, what's beautiful about it? I don't understand, there's nothing here around. He said, no, there's nothing, but there's a place just there, you can see that, where the hair of Muhammad Prophet is coming. I said, that's it. No joy, beauty, I could ever get it from anywhere, from any place. It could be very beautiful, you may feel that this is the heaven here. For me, it may not be. It may be that place where one hair of is judged through vibrations. So you cannot say how are you to judge the auspiciousness. Through vibrations you can. So use your vibratory awareness for auspiciousness. That's how you can look after your left side, which I have told you in a very short way. For that you don't have to read books, and you don't have to say how many times, Mother, I should wash my hands, how many times I should give you this bandhan and all that. It's only when you get your vibration the best, that's the most auspicious time. Keep it at that point. Because again into the rituals you go, hold it with your left hand and hold it with your right hand and all going round. And then say, oh Mother, I did wrong way, and what is it? That's not that. The thing is, the essence of it. If you get your vibrations alright, that's what is the auspicious. Maybe when you are sitting down, you are not getting your vibrations, think that maybe my toe is something wrong here. Is it I am not revered properly? Let me have the vibrations. Why? What's the matter? Why is it that I am not feeling the vibrations? Well, that's how it should be. You can judge it through your vibrations. Now, auspiciousness is very important for Sahajogis because all that they do should be auspicious. Whatever is inauspicious, you should do. Now, you will be surprised sometimes. You might think that, say, going to a particular place is very important. But maybe you will find that you have lost your purse, or you cannot go there, or maybe that somehow or other the road is blocked, you have to go by another. Accept it. Maybe that is auspicious. Maybe that you have to go that way. Maybe there is somebody who is waiting for you there. You have to give your vibrations to that place. There is some need. Because you are an instrument of auspiciousness. You have to express the auspiciousness. And what is auspiciousness is nothing but the blessings of God. To feel the blessings of God. He blesses you all the time. His hand is all the time on you. He looks after you. When you seek auspiciousness, you seek His hand. You are always under His hand. He is your shepherd. You are all the time under His guidance. That is what auspiciousness is in the real sense. To feel it, all the angels around you. Everybody is there to help. Everybody is trying to bring you to reality. That is the auspiciousness. Once you start doing it, gradually you will find the joy of living will pour in. The joy of God's blessings will pour in. When you will feel His hand. It is not important that you become very successful person in life. I have seen such successful people in life, so-called successful, so unhappy, so miserable, so terrible, so boring, and so troubled. They are good for nothing. People say, oh, if he has died, it's a good thing. They are no good to anybody. Nobody bothers about them. When they are in position, people look after them. Once they are gone, nobody even bothers them. Auspiciousness gives you right idea of divine importance. Means where the divinity flows behind you, goes around you, and takes you around, and gives you the complete joy, the movement of the wind. It's a beautiful thing to be auspicious. It takes you away from inauspiciousness when you ask for auspiciousness. But do not make a ritual out of it, which I want to tell you 101 times, that do not make a ritual of anything, because you deaden it, like all other people have done it. I hope after my death you people do not do all this, because then it becomes a superstition. Auspiciousness should never be confused with superstition, because people were not that alert and not so subtle that you could not make out what is ugliness, that is superstition, and what is beauty, that is auspiciousness. They made all mistakes and they committed all these crimes. But you people be careful, because you are subtle people. Do not make it a superstitious thing, but an auspicious thing. When you speak, it should be auspicious. I've seen many people have a habit of speaking very inauspicious things, especially with the left visual thing. Very inauspicious. Like you invite somebody to your house for a dinner party. And he says, oh, I saw such a crowd coming in, I felt there was a fire on. And what a thing to say. He thinks he has been smart. Very smart man to say such a thing. Or he'll cut a very dirty joke at a time where there's a wedding going on. There are many people. This inauspiciousness can form such a satanic force. Most of the Tantrism has come out of inauspicious practice. Do you know this? That Tantrism is nothing but inauspicious mastery. Before the deity, before the gods, if you do something extremely inauspicious, you make the attention of the god and all its protection to get out of it. And then you do all satanic things. This is the basis of all these Tamtric. What is hell is nothing but inauspicious living. Because the attention of his God is not on you, the blessings are not there. Then you will understand that vibrations teach you auspiciousness. You think of somebody and you get tingles, oh God, what a man he is. You may think he's a very big man. Immediately, oh, he's inauspicious. You have nothing. Sahaja yogis should not aspire for the worldly success and worldly things, but for auspicious things, so that they get the blessings of God. Because those who have got also all kinds of worldly things are the most wretched souls ever living and are cursed to this Mother Earth. She's fed up with them. They are sinful. I do not want to tell you if people behave in this manner, where they will go and what will happen, because that's a bit too much for me to say at this juncture. But that is what it is about. I would say your great poet Blake has talked about, told about the hell he has described. So many of them have described. I do not want to elaborate. The other side is the right side, how to get out of the second side of it. What is the subtle point? On the right side is discipline. You see, first you have to say England was a very disciplined country. Over-disciplined, artificially disciplined, militarily regimented type. I do not mean that discipline at all. The discipline which is in it, which comes automatically. Not regimentation. Again, the confusion should not be there, because I want to make it extremely clear. It's very easy to confuse things because of these knocks. So, when I say that you must have discipline, is an inner discipline, absolute inner. You don't have to do anything about it, but it is built in because you start enjoying that discipline within you. Discipline is in Sanskrit language, we can call it as Sahaja, is good behavior. Actually, it's if you translate it. But it's much more than that. It's much more. Sahaja is much more. Is it what time we get up? How do we greet the morning? The sun has risen. What's wrong in getting up at 10 o'clock? Nothing wrong, my child. But you are losing the beauty of the morning. Morning time is the time when the sun is coming, the rays are coming. That is the special time when the sun throws its real rays of divinity. Actually, the right side is the sun side. It starts with your rising in the morning very much. But not the Hatha Yogi style where you become bony people. Where you fast for 300 days and then 300 days you go on shouting at people and 300 days you start cursing them. I do not mean that. By discipline I mean that a certain amount of respect for yourself. It is a respect. As there is auspiciousness, this is a respect of your own being. Because it is ego. How much you respect your ego, let me see. Assert your ego is different from respect your aham bhava, your dignity. Your position in life. How much do you respect? Do you sell it for money? Do you sell it for a chair? Do you sell it for any positions in life? Kind of a discipline within us. Not to jabber too much, not to talk less. But that doesn't mean that you try to sort of balance it. It's something innately built thing which can work out through Sahaja if you see your vibrations again. You have to be respected. In the first one, you have to respect. In the second one, you have to be respected. Respect yourself. People think that supposing they do not bathe their body for months together, what's wrong? Nothing wrong. If you do not respect yourself, nature is not going to respect you. You physically, you should respect, mentally, emotionally. If, say, you like to see pornographic books, you have no respect for yourself. If you want to eat filth, you have no respect for yourself. You do not think much of yourself. You want to waste your eyes. You want to waste your attention on things. You shouldn't like anything that is absurd, useless, frivolous. You shouldn't charge your chakras with something nonsensical and filthy. When you start respecting yourself, you will really know how to respect others. Those who cannot respect themselves cannot respect others. And respect that is good in others. And do not worry about their faults, but respect them for their good, so that you also have good in you and you respect yourself. That is not assertive. This respect is never assertive, or it's very comforting. It's extremely comforting. A person who respects himself is the most congenial person to live with. He doesn't come forward too much. Neither he recedes back too much. He's just there. Like a wise man. You know he's there. You can always approach such a person. He doesn't do anything outwardly. He doesn't try to show off. He doesn't try to create a sort of an aura about him. He's not boasting about himself. Ego can be easily handled if you respect yourself. Then you will not feel hurt. Because who can be insulting but yourself to yourself? Supposing there are some dogs barking at an elephant. He goes on like that. Have you seen an elephant? Very interesting. He walks in his majesty. And he finds some dog and he does very nicely. He puts them like that, you see, like a little child whistling at them and goes, so majesty. He says, oh, you doggy, it's all right, come on. He is not bothered as to how they treat him. They bark at him and he just walks in his tail. That's why they say that an elephant is a very dignified animal. It walks with its dignity. A person like that doesn't take to cheap fashions and cheap things of life. He's in his own dignity. He does not try to adjust himself or to the norms of things that they have created. You cannot play into the hands of these bogus people who say that your waist should be, I don't know how much, and this thing should be so much. All the women trying to do that. Tomorrow they come out, your hair should be so long, so you become like this, so all the women trying to do that. You must wear wigs, so everybody trying to wear wigs. You don't play into their hands anymore once you start respecting yourself. Like in India, they started a fashion of sleeves, you see. They started first from here, so much sleeves. They said so much sleeves, and so much sleeves. Then some said so much sleeves. Then some said so much sleeves. You see, it was on. So somebody asked me, what about you? I said, I had them from my very beginning. I'm going to have them that way only because it's too much to run this race. I cannot. Because I have a tailor who does this job. Now I have no time to waste for all this nonsense. Why? What is the need? Whatever has been found out traditionally is accepted. And you will find all these fashions drop out, just like that. In our saris also, see, we have fashions come on. So there was a fashion of saris where they wanted to have a mini saris. You see, whatever fashions you have, you put them in saris. You don't know about this. It's very interesting. They used to have mini saris. So mini saris would be only up to this point. And they started going up to this point, you know. Some people tried to do it on all that. And then they gave it. They said, it's nothing, it doesn't look nice. And it was started by a company because they wanted to sell more yarn, you see. By mini saris they could sell more yarn and charge the same for a sari because half sari and you sell it as mini. It's only mini and money is double. So they tried it. But it failed in India. So the sari remains the same. Then they started printing only the front part of the saris. This is a new fashion, then another. I said nothing to you. You better buy one traditional sari, it lasts you all your life. You can sort it out. All these things fall off, you see. Like in Victorian times, they must have worked out many things. It falls off. Then something falls off. Something traditional that is there may not be useful today. But something eternally traditional will be there. Follow that. That is really traditional. Whichever falls off, which goes out, people find it useless, it is no good, they throw it. Now many things that you are doing, for example, nowadays people are putting those hair, what you putting pins inside the
好，那我们就听到这边。现在接下来让我们
inside the cheek.
让我们稍微静坐一下。我们来吸收刚刚母亲演说的带来的生命能量。我们再一次的把注意力放到我们的头顶上方。我们轻松舒适的坐着，真的是有觉知的，有觉知的知道自己现在昆达里尼母亲在哪边，生命能量在何处。我们再次的进入那个静默当中，就是刚刚母亲说的内在瑜伽。注意力跑掉，我们再把眼睛张开，看着驯马哈居的相片，要不然你就可以眼睛闭着。 可以将双手放在我们的心轮上，我们感谢母亲，感谢母亲所有事，我们感谢母亲赐给我们所有的这些力量，因为自觉而带来的所有的力量。也希望每个瑜伽师对自己期许，成为纯真与吉祥的化身，让我们走到何处都能够散播沙哈加瑜伽的纯真与吉祥，让我们来传播我们所感受到的生命能量的洗礼与祝福。感谢母亲，感谢所有的神奇，我们感谢自己的灵以及集体，这些神圣的存在。先让我们一起来集体的提升能量。好，板单。谢谢大家的参与，谢谢你们分享你的生命能量。我们下次见，Jai Shri Mataji。